Hey y'all, I see that we started. Hey Booski Beats. Hey y'all, it's so early right now. It's so early right now, but I have a lot on my mind, and usually, grand risings, divine risings to everybody. Usually when I have a lot on my mind, I cannot go to sleep. So I feel like, I should get on here and talk, you know what I'm saying? Because usually it's always to the people who, watch me on social media. Nevertheless, I wanted to talk about, I'm going to actually pin it or whatever, just to wait for some more people to tune in. I'm going to pin it. Alright, so this is going to be the topic for tonight. Hey, Renee. It's good to see y'all. It's good to see y'all. It's good to see everybody in the chat. Blessings to everybody. Claire, I'm going to get with you on another note. So much has been happening. This week has been so eventful for me. A lot of things have been taking place. I'm not even in the same space that I was a couple of days ago. I'll get with you on another note. Nevertheless, I want to hit this topic right here. I want to talk about this topic right here, the importance of children. And what triggered me to talk about this was because I'm laying in the bed, right, and I'm asleep. But all day today, hey, Meaty Mel. But today, I was with my sister today, and both of us have 2 children apiece. And so when we get together, me and my sister, we will help each other take care of the children. You know what I'm saying? So I love you, girl. Me and my sister, we will help each other take care of the children and feed them and bathe them and do XYZ, right? Which is beautiful. It's beautiful. I love the dynamic. And so as time went on, I laid down, and then, she took care of the kids for that moment, and then I rested some, and then I woke up. But when I woke up to one of her children crying. And so, well, she wasn't really crying, but she was, needing to be fed and stuff like that. And so my sister was resting at this point. And so I got up, and my sister we all breastfeed in our family. My mom breastfed all of her children. I breastfed all of my children. My sister breastfed all of her children. So my sister pumps milk, so she has a freezer full of milk. So I pick the baby up, I go get the milk out the freezer. My mom gets up too, so me and my mom's in the kitchen thawing out breast milk, putting it in a bottle so that we could feed the baby right while my sister is resting. So I'm sitting here with her baby. She's a newborn baby. I'm sitting here with my sister's baby, and I'm feeding her, and I'm in complete shock, with myself. And I'm I'm a mother. My sister is my little sister by 1 year, and she's a mother. My mom is a mother. It just made me think about the dynamic of motherhood, and I was completely blown away. And then I thought about women who actually left their children, to be with a man, to go pursue a relationship with somebody who is degrading them, devaluing them. It broke my heart. It really broke my heart, because at that point I was feeling for the child. I was feeling what the child might have felt or is feeling when the mother leaves them. I never left my children to be with anyone. I never left my children to do anything but provide for them. The only time I left my children was for them to be babysat so that I can make money to put a roof over their head, to put food in their mouth, and to make sure they had clean water to bathe in and drink from. So it really confused me. And because I feel that I'm naturally a mother, I've been taking care of kids all my life, since I was young. So with that being the case, and the fact that I innately feel that I am a mother, it put me in this state of like disgust in a way, but also to have compassion for the women who do leave their children, because it's like at some point on every level is different, and it's like a part of me is like disgusted as fuck, but then another part of me is like really have to feel the compassion for the mother, because it's like where in your mind where in your mind would you make a decision to leave your child to be with somebody that is constantly telling you and constantly teaching you that he doesn't want the actual mother of his children to leave his children? Like, it just don't make sense. Like, it don't make sense to me. And so that forced me to think about what that woman might be going through, which is why I started to feel compassion. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, this is what probed me to talk about the importance of children, so that maybe, hopefully, I can reach some mothers out there who leave their children, to get them to understand, because I am a mother and an auntie, the importance of why they should be in their child's lives, why the mother should be in their child's lives, and why they shouldn't leave their children for any reason. But before we get into that, on the note of what the mother is going through, even like, it's hard in life, period. Wherever you go through, you're going to find challenge and adversity, and you have to come to terms as a woman with certain things that happen in your life in order to grow as a person, which brings me into my point about the importance of children. For me personally, I'm going to speak from my own experience, because, it's just my personal experience and my personal opinion. For me, when I had children, I saw that my children was born into the world to cultivate the characteristics within me so that I can become a better person. I knew that if I would have neglected my children, left my children, or anything like that, I wouldn't have been ultimately doing the right thing by myself and by my children. Because number one, they need me. I don't give a fuck how many baby daddies I got. I don't give a fuck how many or nothing. My children need me. They need their mother. And so that put me in a state of like really wanting to change who I was, the things within me that kept me from being the greatest mother that I could be. I have my own flaws. I have my own things that I deal with on an everyday basis that my children are probing in me to change, to become a better person, which ultimately will work out for me and for them, and for other people that come into my life. So the importance of children is the fact that it is a literal gift. The fact that you even have a superpower to have a child, to bear children, is absolutely out of this world. That's something that shouldn't be taken for granted. That's not something that should be neglected. That's not something that should be turned a blind eye to. 444. That's not something that should be turned a blind eye to. Because at the end of the day, whether you're with a man or not, those children that you have bared and were gifted with by God will ultimately push you into the divinity that you're supposed to be in. Why? Because everything in our being, in our DNA, all of our generational traumas, all of the things that our moms went through, and etc., all of the lineage of the trauma that our people went through are within us. So when you have a child, your child is ultimately passed down those generational curses. So you need to be in your children's lives so that they can probe you to heal those generational curses, so that they won't continue to be perpetuated in the children. Your purpose, a part of your purpose or mission with having children, is to create a better world of people. If you are not doing the inner work because you are so hooked on just being in a relationship, or infatuated with being loved because maybe your family didn't love you or whatever the case may be, you're never going to get to your divinity by neglecting the things that were gifted to you by God to be able to push you into your divinity. So I know women who may feel like it was the best thing to leave their child, but how was it the best thing to leave your child when you have now moved further away from your children, which means that you're not healing, you're not being probed, you're not being challenged to grow in any kind of way because you threw your responsibility off on someone else. You completely neglected and negated the fact that that's even a case in your life. Like, you act like you don't even have children. How is that healing anything? How is that healing generational curses? How is that creating a better world of people? And you could very well much say, well, I wasn't supposed to be with that man, and so that man needs to take care of that child. Like, we all know scientifically by nature that the woman is the life sustainer, not the man. The man is here to build. The man is here to prep. The man is here to add on. And people want to say that the woman is a helpmate to a man. I believe that a man is a helpmate to a woman because the woman is the life sustainer. The woman provides food if there is no food in the ground to harvest by her breast. The woman can breastfeed a man, woman, and children, and all of those people survive. So the fact that you can neglect the very essence of who you are because of some debilitated aspect within yourself is completely backwards. And the fact that you are with a man who you know would never want to see the mother of his children leave his children or neglect them the way that you neglected yours is even more shameful because you're doing it in front of the whole world. You sitting there and you fake pumping, acting like you're doing something with your life, and you're not doing anything. You can't even retain the amount of wisdom that you have learned within the last year to probe you into any type of self-healing. But instead you're constantly putting your energy and love into a man that's devaluing you, telling you wrong, teaching you wrong, perpetuating you to leave your children, neglect yourself, neglect your children. How is that being better? How is that being better in any kind of way? You're actually devaluing yourself. You're not even a woman at this point. You're a child yourself. If you're acting like that and you're a grown ass woman, you're not even in your womanhood. You're not cultivating any type of divine feminine goddess energy, none of that. And none of that being cultivated because you're still trapped in your own traumas that's keeping you hostage within your own mind. And so for me personally, my children are 100% important in my life. Like, I know that it might have looked at social media that I may have made wrong decisions, but at the end of the day, some point in my journey and somewhere in my journey, every decision that I have made has bettered me and my children. And I don't expect y'all to know all the ins and outs and details about my life and what I have going on, but I take care of my children. I make sure that my children have. I don't give a fuck if I have to go to a church and ask the church to give me some pantry food. That's what the fuck I'm going to do to make sure that my children are being taken care of. Nevertheless, you have women out here who completely will disregard their children, neglect their children to go live with a boy that doesn't love himself, that doesn't love his children. Why would you have children with a man? Why would you even be thinking about having children with a man that don't care about you, or don't care about, not even don't care about you, but don't care about the women who he have children with? You watch this man bash the baby mothers that he have. You watch this man talk about the baby mothers and degrade the baby mothers when all of these baby mamas is trying to do is make sure that they're taking care of the seed that they created with him. And they're left out in the cold. They're left out to fend for themselves and for these children that the man completely neglected. but you're hung up on having children with him. You're hung up on that's not goddess energy, baby. That's not queen. That's not queen vibes. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm speaking about this and I'm talking about this because I really do have compassion for the women that's going through that, and somebody needs to be real with them. See, the reason why I was getting so the physical abuse in the situation was so high strung was because I would talk about these things. I would be probing conversations to talk about these things, but nobody wanted to hear the truth because nobody's really doing the work. Nobody's doing the inner work to elevate themselves into their divine masculinity and femininity the way that they say that they are. See, people could say a lot. People could talk a lot. But if the fruits of their life doesn't show you the things that they are conquering, accomplishing, and the things that they want to accomplish, don't invest your energy. Don't put your energy into it. And ultimately, give people time to show you who they are. That means to not engage sexually. It's okay to exchange mentally and stuff like that. But seriously, and I've learned this along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not something that I'm just talking about just because I can. Like, nah, I got experience. I got 2 kids. Both of my baby daddies are people who I should have took my time with, but I didn't because I was learning and I was trying to understand myself and understand who I was and the purpose that I have in this life. Nevertheless, I understand completely what's going on over here. Now I'm at a point in my life where, because I understand, I have an obligation within myself because of who I am and what I'm here to do and what I have to fulfill to extend this wisdom to other people who need that help. And at some point in time as a woman, you're going to look back on your life and you're going to regret the fact that you left your child, because your child is going to want to know who you are. Your child is going to want to understand who you are. So if your child is ultimately going to seek you and you're sitting over there with a nothing ass nigga and you don't have nothing to show for your life and he's not even allowing you to be within your divine goddess energy, your child is going to resent you in some kind of way. Your child is not going to like you. Your child is not going to, and you can very well sit up there and say, well, I don't care because that's not my child anyway. That was a child I made in my lower self. Well, baby, you further in your lower self more now than ever. So what's really the difference? Ain't no difference. You was probably more in a higher version, in a much better version of yourself when you had your child versus who you are right now, being with this nothing ass nigga who actually coerced you to leave the children that were actually supposed to be here to help you grow into your divine femininity. So it's like, this is why I'm talking about the importance of children, because we try to throw children, society period, try to throw children off like they don't matter, like they don't have a mind, like they don't have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just something that we conjured. Like, nah, these children came in here for a reason. They are here for a reason. You have to have respect for that child. As much as you want that child to have respect for you, as much as you want that man to have respect for you, as much as you want other people to bow down to you and call you queen and do all of these things for you and make you food every day so you don't have to do it yourself. If you want all of that, you got to give it. You have to give that. And baby, you ain't giving shit. You ain't giving respect. You ain't giving an ounce of respect. Not for yourself, not for your child, not for nothing. If you can't give yourself self-respect, if you can't give your children self-respect or respect period for that matter, what makes you think you gonna go around in life could give respect to anybody? It don't work like that. It don't work like that. If you cannot stand up for yourself and say the things that you authentically feel and the things that you actually want to do, if you can't do that, you're not gonna make it nowhere. You're gonna end up somewhere wrong, bad, real quick. If you don't have your own voice to speak up for the things that you believe in, you're always going to be taken advantage of. Somebody's always going to be using you. Someone's always going to be coercing you to do things you don't want to do. And the most fucked up part about it all is because I know you don't have no wisdom. because women with wisdom have conversations like this with me. Women who have wisdom would never leave their child or children to be with somebody who is a false prophet or anybody who is teaching them the wrong way of life, period. Whether they have, like, it's just even crazier because through these situations, you're supposed to be learning. But instead, you're deflecting because you're allowing somebody to make you believe otherwise when deep down inside, you know that shit ain't right. You know it's not right. You could feel it ain't right. This is why you try to leave. This is why you try to run away. This is why you scream to the top of your lungs. This is why all of y'all thought about leaving. This is why all of y'all was with other men. Because y'all couldn't get what y'all needed from him. But because you don't know no better, because you're not learning from your mistakes, because you're not learning, period, you're not doing the inner work, you're continuing a cycle that is toxic as fuck and ultimately perpetuating generational curses. You are a fucking roach right now, period. I'm gonna need you to evolve into a butterfly. Because the way that the world is going, you're getting left behind. While he's telling you that you're great and he's great and y'all are going to have great things, he's gaslighting you. He's not telling you the truth. This nigga is sitting in jail. You have to give him money. You have to send him money to have conversations with this nigga over the phone. What is it that he can give you? He gave you wisdom and knowledge and your life still isn't reflecting that? Baby, 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago, you were seemingly in the tropics or in a tropical place. Now you're in Babylon or you're in the United States now because you can't afford to travel no more. You can't afford to Airbnb hop no more. You can't afford to do all of these things. So your situation is de-escalating very quickly. But you fail to realize that because you're hung up on how he can make your pussy feel. Because you're hung up on the love that you might have never gotten from your family, and now it seems like you're getting it from him, but that's all a lie. You're living in a lie, baby. You're living in a lie. And as much as you don't want to believe that, one day it's gonna hit you so hard, you're gonna fucking fall to your knees and you're gonna be calling me on the phone to apologize. Because I tried to warn you. And not that I'm into warning people or anything like that. I just was in a situation with you, baby girl. And I know more than you as of right now. And so when the time comes, I'll be here. Because I know that you're going to need somebody who went through the same similar situation as you to help you out of it. Because there ain't going to be no counselor that you can talk to that's going to be able to relate to you to help you get out of that and elevate you into your divine femininity. You could be jealous of me all you want. You could hate me all you want. But one thing for sure, you'll never be me. So you're going to have to respect me. And if you don't respect me, you'll never get the help that you need. Period. Unless you really are serious. And if you are serious, then that means that all hate, malice, and animosity will leave from your body, and you will start to give the respect that you want, period. So children are important. Women who have children is important. That's important. That I know men out here who have had children and they didn't even bear the child and they love their children to death. They will go to the end of the world for their children. They will change in a heartbeat for the sake of their children. Men. So don't try to sit up here and tell me that leaving your child is a good thing or neglecting something that was gifted to you is a good thing. Period. So children are important. Children are precious. Children are here to probe you, to develop the characteristics inside of you that you need to become a better person. If you neglect that child, you're neglecting yourself. We're supposed to be healing our generational curses and traumas through our children. Our children are not supposed to have to go through the same things that we went through when we were coming up. We're supposed to protect our children from that. But you're perpetuating it. You're actually causing the trauma on your child as we speak. I'm not going to do that with mine. That's why I'm talking about this topic. And I hope that other women out there who have children, who may neglect their children, come across my video and see how important the children really are. When you understand how important children are and the fact that they are helping you grow, when you get frustrated, when you feel neglected, when you feel like you can't go no more, that'll be the incentive to inspire you to keep going, to become that better person. Because ultimately, it's going to help you and it's going to help your children. And if you're serious about creating a better world of people, you know that the better world lies within your children, not in the world. You don't even have to worry about helping other grown folks fix and heal anything. Worry about your children. If you have children, worry about your children. Make sure that your children aren't doing the things that these grown motherfuckers out here doing and saying that they trying to change and fix and heal, and they not. Make sure that your children are in a proper situation. Make sure that you're doing your self-work and your self-healing so that your children will never have to do some of the things that you have to heal from. Yes, it is hard. Yes, it is a challenge. But how are you going to grow and how are you going to become a better person if you had no challenge or no adversity to push you into your divine femininity or masculinity? So that's my thoughts on that. And I'm going to keep waking it up because at the end of the day, this is what I'm here for. This is why I'm here. And people could have all of the opinions that they want. People could say all of the things that they want. But I know the bigger picture. And I understand the bigger picture. And I'm going to be here and I'm going to push my wisdom for the people who can actually hear me and the people who will hear me and learn from me one day. I have a purpose. You're not going to shut me up. You can't dim my light. I am who I am. I come as I am and I will leave as I am. Period. So with that being said, these are my thoughts on this topic, and it really was on my heart. I feel like somebody needs to hear this. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is. Like, I'm sorry, ain't no man about to convince me to leave my children for nothing. Period. A man want to be with me, he gonna have to embrace everything that come with me. If he want to be with me, he going to have to embrace everything that come with me. And if he don't, that's not who I'm supposed to be with. And I'm not mad at him. Because I don't want to be with you anyway. You're not for me. So I'm going to keep it moving. And I'm going to keep minding my business. And I'm going to keep pouring into myself, loving into myself, and loving my children and pouring into them. Because they need me more than you, nigga. At the end of the day. Until a king can come, until a guy can come up to me and present himself the right way and embrace all of me and everything that I come with, isn't until I'm going to fully give myself. Other than that, I don't really have no real reason to. And I honestly have more peace by myself with my children than I do with men who devalue me in any kind of way in their mind. If a man coming to me based off of what he believes and is devaluing me, that's the keepest. I'm not wasting no time. I don't got time to waste. The only time I have is to build. That's the only time that I have. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all not even building no more. Like, you're not even building. You're not building anything. You're not building personal characteristics, great characteristics. You don't have no morals. You don't have no standards. You go for anything. Like, come on now. You allowed a man to talk you into 3 abortions. How is that righteous? How is that godlike? How is that masculine, divine femininity? Like, how are these things congruent to life? To have an abortion means to kill. How is that congruent to life? That's not at all. You neglected the man who actually would love you, who actually would put up with your shit to help you heal your generational curses and traumas. But you sit up there and you spit in his face and act like he ain't shit when you had a baby for him, but you slept with another man and then your baby passed away and now you salty. Why are you salty? Ain't no reason to be salty. If anything, he have all of the right. That man you had that baby with, who passed away because of your negligence, have more reason to be salty. And and quite honestly, I don't know if maybe these women in this situation, if you know, you know, if you don't, you don't. But I don't quite honestly know if these women were cognitive and aware of what they were doing when these things happen with themselves and their children and these men. I don't know. I honestly can't attest to that. But what I can say is we know it's not right. As a collective, we know it ain't right. And we know that the father of my child, the father of my first child, would have never probed me to get no abortion. Would have never probed me to leave my child or neglect her in any kind of way. So we know as a collective that shit ain't right. So at some point in time, in my reality, looking at these women is forcing me to think that these bitches like they don't have no good intentions. And that's just period. And like I said, I don't really care about what people think of me. I don't care about what people think about my self-expression, what I gotta say. I honestly don't care. And you can calmly exit and block me. You know what I'm saying? Say something in the chat stupid so that I can block you, and then we can go on our miracle-lucky way. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like I said, I only have time to build. I'm tired of people just talking. I'm not saying nothing about nothing. I'm gonna show you everything that I believe in, because that's naturally who I am. I don't gotta say shit, but what I am gonna talk about is the injustice. That's what I am gonna talk about. I am going to talk about the injustice. I am going to talk about the importance of children. I am going to talk about these no good ass women who sit up here just to get a piece of dick that don't even equate to nothing. It don't equate to your soul. It don't equate to you becoming a better person. And damn sure don't equate to the relationship that you're supposed to be building with your child. Period. It ain't that serious. Dick is not that serious. Period. You know what I'm saying? This nigga have told you to leave on multiple occasions. You ain't never stood in my presence and heard this nigga tell me to leave. I had to escape multiple times. But you think that you're better than me. You think that you're getting better love than what he gave me. You're actually ain't getting shit from him. Like, you're getting less than what I got from him. But that's just the reality of the situation, and everybody gotta learn from their mistakes. You know what I'm saying? The lady said, you're the one running around chasing D. You've been a pass around, Velvet. I respect your opinion. That's your opinion. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, for me personally, I don't have to defend who I am or defend my character, because I know who I am. And I know the situation in my life. And I know what's going on. I know where I'm headed. And I know what I deserve. And I know what I desire. And I know that it is congruent to life. And I know that it's congruent to righteousness. If you don't see me with those men, it's because I made a good decision not to be with them, because I have better boundaries and standards than what those men were presenting to me in the first place. So at the end of the day, it's like, you know, people gonna have their opinions. People gonna say what they want. People gonna do what they want. But at the end of the day, I don't have to sit up here and, you know what I'm saying? I don't gotta do that. It's, you know, it is what it is. Like, that's your opinion. You don't live my life. You're not in my life. You know what I'm saying? You don't walk with me every day. You don't sleep with me every night. You know, so if that's your opinion, then I respect it. You know, and it just is what it is. But I'm talking about the topic that I'm talking about because it's clear and it's evident, obviously. You know, and if that's the case, it is the case. And I'm going to talk about it if I feel like it. And that's my thoughts on why children are important. And that's why I feel like I wanted to share it, because women need to understand that. Whether I was a passing around or not, women need to understand the importance of children. Because when you understand the importance of children, you understand the importance of yourself. And when you understand the importance of yourself, that means you start to raise your standards, you start to raise your vibration, you start to prepare yourself into your divine femininity, and you can actually cultivate a better world. You can actually build. That is why I'm talking about this topic. So whether we were passing rounds or not, the point at hand is that we need to understand certain things in our lives and the importance that they hold so that we can become better people. That's the purpose. That's the essence, to heal generational curses. This shit didn't just start with me. I have a lineage of people that I have come from that have not done no healing. Do you know how hard it is to heal generational traumas and heal traumas within my own self that has nothing to do with generational traumas? Also be a mother. Also unravel the generational traumas that were passed down to them because of the fathers that I chose to have them with. That is very hard. So while you're sitting in the comment section with a whole bunch of negativity, there's a bigger picture at hand. There's something bigger that's happening. And this is why I'm talking about this, because at the end of the day, we need to understand the importance of our situations in our life. We need to understand the importance that they hold so that we can become better people. We have a community right now of a whole bunch of people talking about how they want to become better, talking about what they want to do to become better, but their lives do not reflect it. I am about to because I live authentically in my own truth, authentically in what I want. I'm being challenged right now in this moment and you don't even know. But because I live authentically within myself and I live from an authentic place, I'm going to push that out into the world. And because I seemingly have, you know what I'm saying, social media activity and everything like that, I'm going to speak. I'm going to get on my platform. I'm going to express myself because I know that people are learning from me. I know that people are getting something out of whatever comes from me going live on my platform. People can have their own opinions about it. People can say what they want about it. But like I said, I don't give a fuck. You can block yourself or I can block you with saying some dumb shit in the chat. And we can both be removed from each other's realities and go on our miracle-lucky way. See, and that's another thing. When you are elevating in life, when you are actually creating the reality that you want, when you're actually pushing yourself and growing and facing the challenges head on, you're going to get more adversity. You're going to get more people that's going to come up to you and say stupid shit to you like you are passing around and try to argue with you about some shit that they ultimately don't even know about. They have no detail about it. Like, they don't know you. You don't know them. They don't know the details about the situation that you went. They only know what they saw from only a bird's eye view. I mean, not even a bird's eye view, but from a at view or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? And so these are the people that you have to have compassion for, because these are the people that are triggered within themselves because maybe they want to do the self-work, but they can't because they're not motivating themselves anymore. But this is another reason and the point why I'm making this live, because I want all of us, including myself, to be inspired to become better people, better mothers, better aunties, better fathers, better husbands, better whatevers. You understand? That's the essence of why I do what I do. So that's my thoughts on that. Hey, Easy Breezy, I love you. It is really early in the morning, but I really had these thoughts and I really had to get them out. I am going to be posting this on YouTube, but for now, that's just how I feel. I would interact with you guys and take questions and answers and stuff like that, but I'm going to digress from that because I have 3 babies right now in front of me and they're all sleeping. Ivy's moving right now, but they are all sleeping and I don't want to wake them up with going live with someone else. But yeah, like, I'm a mother naturally. Like, my sister is resting right now. I'm going to allow her to rest. And I'm going to make sure that her baby, because I'm up and I'm able and I'm willing and I'm capable and I love her. I love my sister and I love my niece. I'm going to make sure that this baby has what she needs, while both of my children have what they need as well. And that's how I move. And that's how I'm always going to move, period, because that's who I am. So, yeah, they are sleeping. I got my sister's breast milk in the baby's bottle. And whenever my niece need me, I'm going to be there for her. And I'm going to help take care of her, period. my children need me, I'm gonna be right there. That's the difference between me and these other women. I'm there for my children. I don't give a fuck what you saw. I don't care what you think. I'm always there. My children know me. My children know me so much to the point where they're like, no, mommy, no, I want to stay with you. I want to stay with you. Aviana don't even go to other people. She do not like being held by nobody. She don't like being in nobody's arms. None of that. Aviana looked to me for consent when it comes to being in other people's arms and being with another being. So you can't tell me that I ain't taking care of mine. Now, the difference between Ellie and Avi is that Aviana was in a situation, I had her in a situation where her father was teaching her how to be open and be around all of these people and all of that stuff like that. But that's dangerous. So now I'm teaching Eliana at a very early age, and that she needs this discipline. I'm teaching her that is dangerous. You don't go to everybody. You don't do that, because people don't always have your best intentions. Just because somebody's smiling at you, just because somebody's giving you candy, just because somebody is telling you that they love you, don't mean that they do. Because you never know what they're doing behind closed doors. Mommy's going to protect you. Mommy's going to be able to filter and have that discernment for you, the things that are good for you and not good for you right now, until you come to a age on your own where you can make certain decisions for yourself, where you're going to have to learn either the hard way or an easy way. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be there for you, and while you're young right now, I'm going to protect you, period. And so, yes, I have to be very stern with Eliana, and I have to be very disciplined with Eliana because of how she grew up. And people think that I'm a bad mother because I talk about Eliana on camera and I show y'all the ins and outs. My life ain't perfect. My mothering ain't perfect. But what I can tell you is I'm paving the way for Eliana to become a better person from the situation that she was born into. And so these are the things that I want to see come out of my child. So I am taking the responsibility for my child. I'm not blaming anybody for anything. And I'm damn sure not looking for nobody to do nothing for me, because for the last 3 years of Eliana's life, I've done everything. I can name on one hand the shit that her father has helped me with, and it was bare minimum. I'm doing everything for Eliana. I take care of Eliana. I'm there for her emotionally, spiritually, physically. I'm there for her. And so am I for Avi. So I hope that mothers out there are inspired by me to continue to keep going, no matter what type of adversity you face, no matter what type of challenge that you come across, because your children are more than what you go through. Your children are worth more than what you experience as trauma. Your children are worth you overcoming it and healing yourself to become a better mother for them and their future children to come. So on that note, I appreciate everybody in the chat. I love y'all. I really genuinely do feel thankful for all of the support that I continue to get from you guys on an everyday basis. Those who know will, those who don't won't. Until next time, y'all have a great rising and rest well, and welcome back when you do wake up from your rest. I love y'all. Until next time.